Hey, this is Nate Bonilla Warford, and the recommended Tomato Band show for this episode is September 12th, 2019 at Nighthawks in Jacksonville, Florida. This is a great show that you can get on Bandcamp, and I'll put a link in the show notes. This is a great show with lots of notable songs, specifically The Horse's Head with John Michael Brown sitting in on harmonica. I like this show a lot, and I hope to feature it in a future episode. All right, let's get to this month's show.
Through the town, bikers, bushes all around, people tripping, falling down.
And you can tell my friends at home that I am barely getting by.
It was a dark and stormy night on October 18th, 2019. Because I embody the spirit of community relations, I had committed to going camping with a local Cub Scout pack. However, late on Friday afternoon, the camping trip was called off on account of the potential tornadoes and all kinds of destruction that could ensue. Hello, my name is Stanley Thiemann, and I would like to welcome you, groovy listener, to Stanley's Monthly Pick, the late-night radio show where I go over the very best of the most recent Tomato Band live recordings. So, it turns out I did not have to attend said camping trip, and I was able to head down to Dunedin, Florida for the live performance of Infinite Third and Tomato Band, which was held at the Dunedin Brewery. I have never had the pleasure of attending any type of event at the Dunedin Brewery, but I've found it to be a very cozy establishment with very fine personnel working the bar and with all manner of handsome decorations on the walls. Not only did I get to sample some of the very many brewed beverages that they have for sale, but after the show I was lucky enough to score an interview with the members of Tomato Band themselves. But first, I'm gonna spin their performance of Yard Party from October 4th at Nowhere Bar in Athens, Georgia. Here we go.
Hey, this is Jake from Tomato Band. I've performed 37 successful surgeries, and you're listening to WTMB.
astute listener might have picked up that yard party was segueing right into Meatload. Bonus points to you for doing so. Both of the featured songs on this episode of Stan's Monthly Pick can be found on the October 4th Athens, Georgia show, which I have mentioned before. It is now available on Spotify and other streaming services, or you can go to tomatoband.com. And now, dear listener, I bring to you the promised exclusive interview with all the members of Tomato Band. That is Charlie, Alex, Buzz, and Jake. This interview took place at approximately 2 a.m, right in the heart of the tomato bus. If you listen carefully, you will hear the pitter-patter of raindrops on top of the bus. As I had mentioned, it was an extremely stormy evening. Given both my verbosity and my loquacious character, I am tempted to describe to you my sincere enjoyment at having the opportunity to relay these questions to the members of Tomato Band, but I feel it is probably in the listener's best interest for me to cut right to the interview, and so that's what I will do now. Hello, listeners. This is Stanley Thiemann, and I am on location right inside the tomato bus, a.k.a. Buzz Busby. And I have just had the pleasure of taking in a full night's music of Tomato Band. We are here at the Dunedin Brewery, and it is a fine, fine establishment. And I encourage all of you listeners to come on down to Dunedin and take in some music at the Dunedin Brewery. And I am happy to say that I am here with Tomato Band in person. So before we get to the hard-hitting questions, let me introduce the band. So here we have Charlie. Say hello, Charlie.
Hey there, everybody. I'm Charlie.
And Charlie, and
I play the guitar.
And you play the boy. Do you play the guitar? And we have Alex.
Hello, we have Alex.
Cheerio.
I play the keyboards.
And
my fingers.
And we have Jake.
Hello.
Hello. And last but not least, we have
Buzz here.
Buzz. Buzz is here. All right. So this has been a fantastic performance tonight, and I have the opportunity to put a few questions to the band. And so, first and foremost, I would like to know, after studying your lyrics seriously, how many of you all speak French?
I sure do. I don't.
Grand total of 0.
None of you. But yet you have many songs that have French lyrics. Can you tell me about the French lyrics?
I really appreciate French language. I think it sounds amazing. I've actually been to France, and it was like an auditory sound bath of sorts. It's great. So yeah, we love the French language. All 4 of us do, in fact.
I think the reason I put French in Fantastique was because Charlie likes French. Now I like it too.
Yes, I think everybody enjoys the sound of the French language.
Jake is still mastering English. Barely.
Now tell me, of all of the songs that you've developed a large repertoire of different songs. I'm particularly interested in your songwriting style. So does somebody want to tell us a little bit about how these lyrics of your songs evolve over time?
Well, the lyricists are Charlie and myself. We have different styles. For me, I write down, when I hear cool words, like I've already written down a couple that you've said already, Mr. Thiemann. When I hear a cool word, I'll write it down in a note on my iPhone, and it's sort of a list of cool words, and I sort of combine them and try to create things with them, and I think that ends up with things like Rhumbotronic Escoflawn was written in that manner, as well as Interviews was written in that manner, pretty much, and then pieced around it. And yeah, I think that's a fun way of doing it. Words that sound interesting, I think, is more interesting to me than just writing phrases that mean something.
Now, one thing that I've noticed listening to you all over the summer is I feel like the rhythm section, the drum and the bass, have improved so much and are so solid that it gives the whole band a lot more freedom and flexibility. Do you guys want to say about how you worked together to get to that?
Well, it's all
point?
100% Buzz's fault.
That's not true at all. Jake and I are forming a nice partnership and working really hard at the details, you know, laying back in the pocket, different grooves, just trying new things and growing more comfortable and trusting each other. You know,
We spent 3 weeks on a sailboat together. And
Is that a true story?
no.
we did spend a Saturday on a boat. There was a little bit of cuddling.
I took a trip this big. Well, now tonight it seemed to me that you guys had quite a lot of energy. So was that something that you had planned ahead of time? Like, okay, we're gonna
Drink
rage
coffee
on songs 2, 4, and 7, or was that something that was more spontaneous?
Well, it's funny you say 2, 4, and 7, Stan, because we rage 24/7. So, I think that was an apt description of our raging. It was a fun room tonight. It's you know, when people are engaged, it's fun to build it.
It's got to be cool to see people out there dancing and grooving and doing it, you know. It's pretty cool.
I like to make eye contact with those people
Yeah.
and maintain it.
Yeah. See who looks away first, like a test of dominance.
And it's you.
Well, that's more like a game of dominoes. Right? Line up the dots.
Yeah.
You know? How many dots can you line up?
You.
Now, one of the things that I know...
Jake and I did make a lot of eye contact tonight. This is a remarkable thing because Jake, when he plays drums, cocks his head to one side or the other typically, sort of like an austere, you know, sort of profile of like a 1840s white guy. You know, it's like he's sitting there, you know, like all those you walk into like someone's house and you see like the profile of like one of their ancestors, you know. He looks like that, I think.
Now, was that due to the proximity of the itsy bitsy tiny stage, or was it just that you guys were completely in sync this whole evening?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
I tried to make him laugh a couple times.
And you did, and you succeeded.
Sometimes I felt like Buzz and I were doing that
You guys whisper
Beatles
to each
thing
other
where
a
Paul
lot.
McCartney and George Harrison lean against each other and sing. Sometimes it felt like we were doing that.
We did it
you
in
know?
spirit tonight.
Yeah.
So, now, for a typical Tomato Band show, how much do you craft the set list for the songs that you're going to play? And how much do you kind of leave the window open for adventure or improvisation?
It all depends on where we're playing, what we're doing. Tonight we had a full set list. We wrote out a set list, and we stuck to it pretty much. We have a weekly residence back in Charleston, and we're playing 3 hours every Tuesday, and we use that time to really stretch our improv and to practice improvising, you know. And so that in those times we'll sometimes come out with like a song list or something, and we'll just choose from that. We'll have it like down on our feet. We can look at it throughout the set. We can like, you know, pick out a song that we want to segue into or something like that. And that's a pretty fun way to do it because then you never know what you're gonna you never know what's gonna happen. You come up with fun things on the fly, and that's always pretty cool. And then we've also gone out with 0 set list and 0 song list before, which generally is a pretty poor way to do it.
We end up going, what are our songs again? What do we have? Jake will look at us
Every
and go,
song.
what do we have? And we'll look back like, I don't know.
And then somebody spouts off a name, and you play the song a million times. You were like, "Wait, is that the one that starts like this way?" Like, you completely forget the whole thing.
Yeah, it's all shit.
So now this is kind of coming to the end of the fall tour. So what do you guys have on tap for the rest of the year?
Ooh, we got Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas. I don't know.
The high
You got
holidays.
The Nutcracker. You're going to the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
That should be fun.
Yep. I think we're going to try to record at some point this winter in the studio. We've been doing a good job of getting soundboard recordings at our shows, which is great. Multi-track recordings that we can mix down and make sound better than the recorder setup. So that's been good, but we also would like to get back in the studio. That's always so much fun, you know. So I think we're going to try to do a weekend in the studio at some point this winter. And going into 2020, you know, just I think we're going to keep playing the Southeast. If someone in the Pacific Northwest wants to book us, we'll try to make it work. But for now, we've got a bus that
Yes, and this is a fantastic bus. I love the decoration. I love how homey it is, how you've personalized it. It's very
Homie's a
comfortable.
nice way of putting it.
Yes. All right, well, anything else you want to tell our listeners before we go?
Buzz.
Hi, it's Buzz.
Hey, there's Buzz.
I'm very sick right now, but I had a lot of fun tonight, and I appreciate everybody. I love life.
Those are wonderful closing remarks, Buzz. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that is the perfect note to end on. All right.
Thanks, Stan.
Well, thank you guys so much. I appreciate
I'd like to
it.
say it's been wonderful to have a Stanley theme. And,
Oh,
at a
go
Tomato
on.
concert.
Oh, you're
I
too
could go on.
you're too much.
So we're glad to be here with you.
Longtime fans, Stan.
Well,
Long time listener.
thank you for listening to WTMB.
I've been listening at 2 a.m. until 7 a.m. in the morning since I was 7 years old. With the dream catcher earring on my left ear.
All right, well,
Let's say goodnight to these great people.
the honor at having the opportunity to interview Tomato Band right on the Tomato Bus was indeed all mine. You know, I deeply respect musicians like Buzz, who even when they are under the weather, feel a responsibility to get up on stage and play their ass off. And now, listeners, I will close out the show with a very unique performance of the classic Walk Like an Egyptian by the Bangles. If you listen closely, you will hear some added bonus lyrics.
All the old paintings on the tomb, they do the sand dance, don't you know? If they move too quick, oh, way on, falling down like a domino. All the bizarre men admire, but now bend your back, you twist your arm, then you pull it back. Life is hard, you know. Oh, hey, oh, it's time to pulls on the Cadillac. If you want to find all the pigs that hanging out in the donut shop, they sing and dance. Oh, hey, oh, spin the clubs, cruise down the block. Japanese with their yellow body boys called Kremlin. And the Chinese know, oh, hey,
time now to check in with the WTMB voicemail. Let's hear what we've got on the line.
Hi, Stanley. I'm Chase, and Tomato Band is my 7th favorite band. Right behind Beatles, They Might Be Giants, Billie Eilish, Alex Benjamin, Weird Al, and Mozart. Oh, yeah, 7 is a good thing because it is a prime number. While 5 is also a prime number, it is like a first number that you think of because it's half 10 and blah, blah, blah. Another reason 7 is good is because it's half of 14, a third of 21, a quarter of 28, a fifth of 35, and that's a lot of numbers that I like. So, 7 is a good number. Bye, Stanley.
Thank you, Chase. Don't forget, please do leave a voicemail at 386-243-2751. Leave a brief message with your name and anything that you would like to say about Tomato Band, and we will include it on a future episode of Stan's Monthly Pick. A quick look at the concert calendar shows that Tomato Band's fall tour has come to a conclusion, but you still can see Tomato Band at the Charleston Poorhouse for the Tomato Tuesday residency. I encourage you all to check it out. I would like to attend a Tomato Tuesday show at some point in the future, if I can make it happen. In the meantime, you can reach me at tomatobandfan@gmail.com or on Twitter at tomatostan or Instagram at tomatostanley. Stay groovy.